from chicken sandwiches worth dying for, Beyonce's homecoming album, Nipsey Hussle's untimely death, and Kanye West taking us to church, 2019 was a doozy. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Camerae, and I'm back with one of the last videos of 2019. This is our year in review. That's right, so I'm here to give you guys our top 10 moments of 2019. It took me a while, I had to do my little research, but I think I finally got a list that you and I are gonna agree on. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel, like this video, share the video, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Cameraemusictv. And be sure to check out the podcast at JTFIO Podcast on Instagram, and you can just search hashtag JTFIO on any podcast platform and you'll find it. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this list. So number 10, I'm going to say Surviving R. Kelly. This was a 3-part series, docu-series that premiered on Lifetime earlier this year. Everyone rallied around the TV to watch lots of people in R. Kelly's life back in the day up till now who knew about these things going on, did nothing about it. Parents who just gave their children away because they wanted him to become famous. So it was a documentary on this man basically calling to the forefront, calling out everything that everyone already knew to be true. And because of this, people started to pull out endorsements, sponsorships. He wasn't able to make money anywhere, even all the way out in Dubai, honey. And then they started actually pulling him up on charges, and he is in jail right now awaiting trial. So it was just so funny that, you know, now Russell Simmons is upset with Oprah because Oprah is about to get a documentary going on him. She had one going on Michael Jackson. They're about to do this second part of Surviving R. Kelly, and nobody is doing a documentary on the Weinstein dude, okay? Nobody's doing it on Matt Lauer or all these other people, right? I think we just need to stay concerned with our own people right now. But you know, there's two conversations, two things can be true. Yes, we need to stop bringing our people down. Okay, we don't need to get into it. Okay, number 9. Number 9 was the Jordyn Woods, Tristan Thompson debacle, okay? I talked about it, you talked about it, we all talked about it. She was on Red Table Talk, and I believe that's what put Red Table Talk on the map, okay? Then they start having all these big people on there. They start getting all these numbers. And it just started being this place where celebrities went to explain themselves, kind of like how, you know, Wendy Williams is but Red Table Talk just seems more intimate, right? So we had Jordyn Woods on there trying to tell her story about how nothing had happened, and the Kardashian girls was just trying to slander her name. And it was just this whole big thing when we knew that, I mean, the Kardashians take dudes all the time. Best friends, boyfriend, dude, husband, that's what they do. So for them to be so upset at Jordyn Woods, who just clearly just hung with y'all and learned y'all ways. I mean, the black community embraced Jordyn Woods, and now it's just like they not cool with her no more, but we love her, right? Number 8, Lion King came out, star-studded cast. You had Donald Glover, you had Beyonce, of course, you had why can't I think of these? James Earl Jones came back as Mufasa. You had all these different, was it Seth Rogen? And, you know, a lot of us had high expectations for Lion King because of the hype, because of the buzz, because of the album that Beyonce put out, and, you know, the pictures and all of the press around it. But Lion King itself, the movie itself, it just didn't do it for me. My husband and I fell asleep. But it's on my list at number 7 because it was huge. I'm sorry, number 8, because it was huge. It was a huge deal. All right, number 7, Jussie Smollett. He is just the case that just keeps on giving. He keeps on coming back. Okay, at the top of the year, we thought that a hate crime had went down. He had this noose involved and got kidnapped by these racists, and they put this noose around his neck, and they're pouring liquor on him and trying to drown him, and they had masks on, but then they didn't have masks on. And a lot of us wanted to believe him because I associated him with this character on Empire, Jamal, and so I just was like, not Jussie, in a still small part of me. And if you guys look back, I did have a video where I was like telling y'all, like, Jussie ain't do this. I'm behind him all the way, okay? Anybody could be framed. But you know, even still to this day, it's lots of more stuff coming out. Okay, it's looking like he's gonna try to sue the police department. The police chief has been fired, and like all these different things are happening with the Jussie Smollett case, but we still don't know, is it true or is it false? Okay, did you lie? Was it partial? Why'd you make it up? They're talking about bringing him back on Empire. I didn't even watch Empire this season because Jamal is like, he's one of my favorite cast members. Or one of my favorite characters. So that is our number 7. Number 6, Kanye West taking us to church. Okay, he started this whole Sunday service, and we thought it was just gonna be on Easter. You know, they was all dressed in a drab type clothing, and you know, he was remixing a lot of our R&B hip hop songs in a gospel-y way. He had got with all the good black singers. Okay, they was harmonizing and changing up Fred Hammond stuff and Kirk Franklin stuff, and you know, all the black people that had threw him away was getting behind him because they was like, this sounds really good. Okay, I was not one, because when you say that slavery is a choice and it's like resounding in my mind, and you just align yourself with all of these things that I don't agree with, whether it's mental health or not, I just could not get with it. Okay, but we had this surfacing of him with these Sunday services still continuing. Then he comes out with this album, Jesus is King. So instead of Yeezus, where he's calling himself Jesus, okay, he comes out with an album solely for the Lord, Jesus is King. So then I start to shift my mindset about him, because I feel like, you know, whatever way you got to bring people to Christ, at least you're referencing God actually and not yourself. And so you got to do what you got to do. It's not my preference. The music sounds great, but I just can't do it because of what I fear might come into my mind. Okay, but that was at number 6 this year, and I mixed that with Kim Kardashian releasing all these people, or having the power to get all these people, I don't know the correct term. I don't know if it's exonerated or get charges dropped, or basically she rallied and she got all these inmates out of jail. She's been studying to actually become a lawyer and take it more seriously. So as much as we can't stand Kim Kardashian, honey, she is doing the thug thizzle. At number 5, I want to say When They See Us. When They See Us premiered on Netflix, which was Ava DuVernay's. It was like multi-episodes of covering the exonerated 5, okay, instead of the Central Park, the old name that they have. But remember, these young boys back in the early 90s, I think, had been accused of raping and doing all this stuff to this girl, and then the real person came out, but they had served all this time. And so Ava DuVernay got with the men, the exonerated 5, and she released their story, and you had these bomb actors on Netflix, and you could really feel it, and it just was moving. The guy who played Corey, Jerome, I think his name is, he killed it, and it was so moving. Like, we were just crying, and we were on the edge of our seats, and we were angry, we were happy, we were proud to know that they're out now, and they had received money or some kind of reparation, honey, but you know, nothing. Because what Corey had to endure was just a whole lot. So that was a huge moment for this year. I kind of want to go back and watch it again. That's how powerful it was. At number 4, Donald Trump impeached. Okay, not fully impeached. You know, we've only had, I think, 3 presidents that have been impeached in the past, and all that it means to be impeached is that the House of Representatives, they have voted, and this just means that he's going to be indicted. Basically, we're going to take you to trial, and now the Senate got to decide whether we're going to keep you or not. It's looking like he's going to stay because the Senate is comprised of Republicans, and it just don't seem like they would get rid of their own. But the fact that he has this on his record of being impeached is all that a lot of people wanted. All right, do we think he's going to be back? What do you guys think? Comment down below on what you thought. But that was a huge thing. Even though it just happened a couple weeks ago, it was a huge thing for 2019 to see someone who has just, he had just stood at the forefront of so much hate and division in this country. He has sparked a lot of it. He has gaslighted a lot of things. It just was I guess, refreshing to see something being done about it. If he would have had a huge awakening Kanye West style and finally decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna straighten up and fly right, this is not right, the things that I'm saying, then maybe I would feel differently, because I do feel like people can change and they deserve second chances. But he just uses every moment that he can to promote hope, to promote hate, and all this other stuff. Okay, so that is our number 4. Number 3, the untimely death of Nipsey Hussle. Okay, he was the epitome of someone who tried to go back home and create things in his hometown, on his streets, around his community, and then having someone in your own circle who is jealous of you take you out. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, little old me, won't nobody ever do it. But see, Nipsey Hussle, he was great, but people only knew of his greatness after he passed. Okay, Lauren London's still dealing with that. I think it's a lot harder to deal with when someone's not sick or illness, or you kind of knew it was coming, or you watched them kind of fade away. He was like going into his prime. They were just now being like realized over here, the eastern part of the country. And so for this to happen, it just shook and fully affected hip-hop culture, pop culture, just the world, period. It was just so moving, so heartbreaking to see someone who had all these like quotables and, you know, his face, and, you know, it just sucks when someone gets more famous after they pass, but it just kind of makes you wonder, like, is this the reason you were placed here? Because God don't do anything by accident. But yeah, that was our number 3. Number 2 was the Popeyes Sandwich. Y'all were killing people over this Popeyes sandwich. Y'all was killing people. People was selling on the side. Y'all was robbing people. Y'all was trying to fight people in the drive-thru. It just was really going down for this sandwich. I know of content creators who got millions of views because they were sitting there trying the sandwich. Then Chick-fil-A got into the ring and they had to come out with the macaroni and cheese, and it just was like a full out thing. Some would call it an epidemic, because the Popeyes sandwich, I mean, y'all, the hype ain't nowhere near as how it was, but I mean, y'all just took a sandwich up there as far as the ratings. I mean, y'all just, you would have thought you was biting into heaven itself. Okay, so without further ado, at number 1, the top spot for 2019 is Beyonce's Homecoming album. Okay, she did the Homecoming at Coachella last year, and it was great. We loved it. We lived. Okay, it was everything. And she came out with the footage of it on Netflix this year with a matching album. Okay, so I love Beyonce to death, but what I love about her the most is the live version. So a lot of her albums I don't really listen to like that, because I love Beyonce for her originality, the runs, the harmonies, the riffs, but the things that she does on a whim, which I know she practices to a T, but the things that she does when she's not being prim and perfect, like recording in the studio. So to get the Homecoming album with all of the blackness, all of the culture, all of the HBCU, all of the stepping, all of the black history, all of the first black woman to headline Coachella, like all of that essence and the drum line and all of that in its live version, and then be able to watch it whenever you want on Netflix, that just broke the internet. Okay, it broke the internet. It took the cake for me this year. A lot of things went down this year, but I still play that Homecoming album to this day. Okay, I still play it to this day. I don't even know if she realizes what she did when she released that. To have Beyonce singing Lift Every Voice, which is the Black National Anthem, to have Beyonce mix swag surfing with Drunken Love, when swag surfing is just like the staple for black people. When we get together, we got to do the electric slide, we got to do the Cupid shuffle, we got to swag surf. Okay, so for her to do that, for her to mix back that ass up with Crazy in Love, for her to have this full out horns and the drum line with Deja Vu, for her to start stepping with I Ain't Sorry, like it just was so many moments that was just like, what? Destiny's Child coming out, it just was everything. It just was everything. So that was my number 1. That was my top 10 list for that was my top 10 list for 2019. You guys comment down below on what you thought about this year and all that it had to bring. I had some honorable mentions, so I'll go ahead and mention those. Tekashi 6ix9ine and all the hubbub that went down with him, the racketeering charges, him being like the snitch of the year, him having all these charges against him, to now it looking like he's getting out next August or September. Disney Plus, BET Plus, that happened. Disney Plus happened, okay, and we are reminiscing still. April and Fizz, I went ahead and put them on my list because we've been talking about them since the top of the year, and they are still going strong, still highly relevant. T.I. Hymengate, that was a thing. Haley Bailey being our first black Ariel. We'll get to see that in 2020, hopefully. Wendy Williams had a whole lot going on this year. I did not want to mention it because she has a life. She just had life going on. I did not like how she had to hide it and duck and, you know, just stay away and stay clear of things that were very important to her. Like, she couldn't talk about it. Maybe she didn't want to talk about it. Maybe she was in denial. I don't know. Another big thing, Madea said farewell. She went on her tour. Tyler Perry opened this brand new studios. It was a huge, huge deal. Star-studded. Lots of different people were there. You had different rooms, the Spike Lee room, the Oprah Winfrey room, the Cicely Tyson room. Like, you had all these things, and so that was a huge thing. We're gonna see a lot happen with that. A lot of people have been shooting there. Wild 'N Out shoots there, and Love and Hip Hop, you know, they shoot all the reunions there. So it was just really good to see, really good for our history to see Tyler Perry come out with this. I hope Madea comes back. Nicki Minaj retired. Like, lots of things went down. Cardi B and Offset finally got their house. But okay, that's all I got. I'm Camerae. This is Cameraemusictv, and I'll see you guys in the next video.